Hello, and welcome to a new episode in our series Co-Memos. This episode focuses on the topic of greenhouse gas emission. Let's see how this topic can be easily understood. What are greenhouse gases and how do they cause global warming? Greenhouse gases are gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and fluorinated gases that trap heat in the Earth's atmosphere. They create a greenhouse effect, and this is where solar energy from the sun enters the atmosphere but cannot fully escape back into space, causing the planet to warm. Although this effect is natural and necessary for life, human activities have intensified it. The result is global warming and climate disruption, including rising sea levels, extreme weather, and biodiversity loss. Here's a rundown of the different sectors that contribute towards greenhouse gas. The energy sector is the largest emitter of greenhouse gas, and this happens primarily through the burning of fossil fuels for electricity and heat. The next sector is the transport sector, and this comes from road vehicles, aviation, and shipping. All of these rely heavily on oil. The food sector also plays a major role through livestock emissions, mainly methane, deforestation for agriculture, and food waste. Industrial processes emit GHGs through the production of cement, steel, and chemicals, often using carbon-intensive methods. A carbon footprint measures the total greenhouse gas emissions caused directly and indirectly by an individual, organization, or product. It includes emissions from transportation, food, energy use, and consumption habits. Tools like online carbon calculators help individuals estimate their footprint. Everyone can contribute to the reduction of the total carbon footprint by using public transport, switching to renewable energy, eating more plant-based foods, and reducing waste. There are different policies that support the reduction of greenhouse emissions. Policies include carbon pricing, renewable energy incentives, emissions caps, and bans on high-polluting technologies. Urban planning policies, such as those that support public transport, cycling, and green spaces, also help reduce emissions. On a community level, local energy cooperatives, car-free zones, food-sharing initiatives, and tree planting campaigns have a strong impact. Educating the people is critical in raising awareness in reducing carbon emissions. This is because mindset of European citizens can be shifted through awareness campaigns and informal education programs that encourage behavioral change. These programs can range from those that are aimed at reducing meat consumption to those that are aimed at choosing sustainable travel. Schools, youth centers, and media also play a vital role in shaping climate-conscious attitudes by helping people to recognize the impact of their daily choices. Youth-led movements like Generation Climate Europe have shown that young voices can influence global climate agendas. These initiatives often address problems more directly and creatively than top-down policies. Therefore, by organizing cleanups, campaigns, and workshops, young people can mobilize their communities and spread sustainable habits. Their digital fluency allows them to amplify messages and hold institutions accountable. Involving youth in decision-making develops inclusion and a long-term commitment to green transitions. When these initiatives are scaled up, these local actions can put pressure on governments and industries to implement broader reforms with long-term impact. Older people had this to say about greenhouse gas emissions. As young people start to move away from our village in order to secure employment in the town, our local population is in decline and therefore we cannot sustain local businesses. We have to transport ourselves to the nearest town on a daily basis in order to buy groceries. This is difficult as most of us do not own cars and the buses are quite scarce. Nowadays, everything we buy comes in a plastic bag or packaging. Back in the days, we used to go to the grocery shop and buy everything in bulk and by the kilo, which was cheaper too. Like I mentioned earlier, since those local stores are no longer in business, we have to buy everything from the supermarket, which is more expensive, and everything comes in plastic packaging. Youth workers, on the other hand, have a different view on the situations at hand. They believe that there are solutions that can be made in order to alleviate the problem of greenhouse gas emissions. By raising awareness on the impact of greenhouse gases and how each and every one of us contributes to destruction of safeguarding of the environment with each decision we make, we usually observe that young people become more motivated to get involved in local and online communities that take actions against climate change. Youth workers also believe that education plays a pivotal role in people fully coming to grip with this situation. I would say that the most effective way to educate young people on the topic of greenhouse gases is to use less theory and scientific terms, and instead use more practical examples so they can relate the information to real-world practices and impacts. As we come to the end of this episode, let us remember to do our best to contribute to the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions. Any initiative, no matter how small, can contribute towards clean air for all.